essential. So take note of those things. Those are very important. Rights to privacy. All individuals have the right to privacy. It could either be all, everything, no exemptions at all. Those people on top, let's say, for example, to those who are rich and famous, and even the less privileged people have their own rights. The confidentiality should be observed. All information should not be divulged to all people, but for the purposes of conducting the research only, especially when it comes to the information, let's say their personal interests, their names, their age, their gender or sex preference, etc., etc. And number 6, data collection is cyberspace. In cyberspace, it is the process of defining specific ethical behaviors for cyber research, the sufficiency of existing professional guidelines, and the questions of ultimate responsibility for respondents. Take note that we can easily get information from the information technology, the artificial intelligence, or the sources, the references through internet. It is very important. Take note to think twice before you click whenever you are using the information technology or social media. So this is exactly what we meant by data collection in cyberspace, that we should always respect whoever the source is. Okay, so ethics and client. So this is how we present the client, the C, the RQR, and the CE. And the client should always be at the center of this particular figure. And what does it mean by ethics and the client? Ethics has something to do with confidentiality, sponsor non-disclosure. It is the responsibility of the research firm or members or organization to respect the desire and devise a plan that safeguards the identity of the client, especially if the organization or the company has something to do with or testing the product that they are introducing to the market. Whoever the market are, they should be protected. So non-disclosure. Number 2, or letter B, purpose non-disclosure and findings disclosure. It involves the confidentiality of the purpose of the study or its details. Take note, findings disclosure. It is just the findings or the gist or the summary of the findings. It is not the whole thing. That is why there's a lot of researchers who just really want to publish the result of their researches in a abstract collection or journal only. It is not the entire thing. Let's say, for example, it is focusing on the product reliability. So everything must be put into confidentiality for other people, other organizations in the industry should be informed that they have conducted their research for their own sake alone, for their own purpose, for their own benefit, etc. But information coming from the respondents qualifier study he or she needs to or the rights to question. Let's say satisfactions of the product. So the quality of the product, the quantity of the product, the applications of the product, the functionality of the product. So exactly, That's the right to quality research. And the next one is client's ethics, the CE and the client. It is a threat to one's professional reputation by a client by trying to purchase you as a researcher. So that is also the same thing when it comes to in the Philippines, we have what we call the research group who are commonly conducting information gathering. So they are specifically focusing on the coronavirus, so the COVID-19. So the information that they have already accumulated or information coming from these people who have acquired the virus should be kept confidential. So that is why these people hire those people who will be working with them, like this one, no one professional representation by a client by trying to purchase you as a researcher. Okay, so another one is ethical behavior of the team, which is very important as well. In the conduct of research, I have designed the EBT, the S, EBS, and the PA. What are these things? First is the S. So EBT or ethical behavior of the team, focusing on the safety. It is their responsibility to design a project so that safety of all interviewers, surveyors, experimenters, or observers are being protected. Take note of ethical behavior of the team. So there should be safety among its members. Responsibility of the research team to design a project so that safety of the interviewers or members of the team should be protected. And that should be the primary in the conduct of research, like what we are doing. All of the people in the world, all the governments in the world, they are hiring individuals to conduct research, specifically the tracers. Those are the people who keep on communicating with these people who are involved or who are with the virus victim, etc. So they should be protected. They should be wearing a lot of PPEs to be able to be protected with the acquisition of the virus. Then exactly when it comes to engineering world, let's say how strength, you are supposed to measure the strength of the pavement that has been used in the construction of roads. But how will you establish safety among the workers, especially if they are involved in what we call heavy equipments? There should always be guidelines for these people to be protected with everything. The second one is EBA and the EBT. EBA means ethical behavior of assistance. It should be required as part of the ethical compliance towards their clients. Yes, specifically if they are, let's say, facing difficult clients or customers. Take note, we are supposed to be protected with this kind of scenario. Sometimes these customer providers, the consumer providers or the marketing providers, customer service providers are the one who keeps on receiving a lot of complaints that the organizations are violating. So once the product is not good or the effect of the product is not good to the customers, these are the people, the frontliners, the service providers are the one affected by the unethical behaviors of the consumers or customers. Take note, there should be, so what would you like to say? Do you want to say something or you want to ask a question? Should I continue?
Yes, sir. You can continue, sir.
Okay, thank you very
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Because someone is scratching my PowerPoint.
Yes, sir.
thought
Actually, I
she
am
want
also
to ask
facing.
something.
No, no, sir. Actually, today here also I am facing some technical issue, and my laptop is also giving some problems, so I am unable to annotate the draw line. So, sir, it's
Okay.
extremely sorry from my side. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, the Vice President and Managing Director, Patricia, for that effort. Thank you very much. I
Thank
will
you.
continue my
Yeah,
presentation.
sure, sir. Sure.
Okay, number 3, the protection anonymity. Take note of the word anonymity. So the researcher should not reveal anything about the respondents. Any information should not be revealed to all the people, but you are simply using this group of people as respondents to be able to draw informations or data that you need. Take note, you are doing this for the benefit of the participants, the respondents, and the people behind the particular organization. So protection of anonymity, each researcher should handle the data with confidentiality. Any information revealed should affect the process of conducting research or should affect the results of this study, because you are violating the standards of ethics or the ethics per se. So we should also observe that it is a yes to protect the anonymity of the respondents or all participants involved in the conduct of research. Unless otherwise, the organization will allow you to do so. But still, you have to observe such. Okay, for the ethical principles, I have established the scholar, rich, informed model. So ethical principles, meaning we are supposed to talk about those people behind this behind the research process. So what does it mean by scholar principle? S means social responsibility, that all the researchers should consider their responsibility socially. So meaning you are supposed to observe the norms, tradition, practices of a certain society. Letter C, carefulness should be established. So take note, any information revealed which is against the personality or the respondent's information, it will affect the entire process of research. You will be held responsible. Sometimes you will be prosecuted for whatever you have done. Letter H for the scholar principle, human subject protection. Take note of the word human subjects protection. Specifically, when the World Health Organization have established, have allowed any countries to produce vaccine. And yet, take note that people are the subject of that particular vaccine, the antibodies against COVID-19 virus. Take note, people will undergoing vaccination, and whatever the results of those foreign bodies within our bodies that these professional health practitioners will inject us. Take note of the word human subjects protection should be observed. The next one is openness. From the word scholar, openness. That there should be open communication between the respondents, the researcher, and the financer of that research, or those people who have commissioned a certain group of people who will conduct the research. Openness should also be observed. The next one is legality. Legality is just a is just a compliance of what is ethics, what is ethical standards. Legality means there should be a written consent or the written assent when it comes to children as the respondents. Also, of course, those people with disabilities, the PWDs. If your intention is to get information from this group of people, also, of course, the cultural minorities, those who are being protected by the laws. The next one is animal care should also be considered. If the subject will be animals, take note, there's a lot of laws pertaining to protect the animals. It is not only for dogs, the paws, the claws in the paws, etc., but all animals. They have their own rights, and all organizations, all countries in the world, they have established their own animal care laws. And the other one is respect to colleagues, those people whom you are working with. So this scholar should be observed. Take note, scholar means social responsibility, carefulness, human subjects protection, the openness, legality of what you are doing. The animal care, the welfare of the animal should also be observed, and respect to colleagues, those people whom you are working with. And the next model is the RICH principle. What does it mean by RICH principle? Responsible mentoring. This is exactly what the Eudoxia Research World or Eudoxia Research University USA and Eudoxia Research Center in India are doing. They are responsible, they are doing the responsible mentoring. What does it mean by that? Observing those people who are under their care. The responsibility of the mentor is just to check whether they conform with the standards. They have established the ethical standards. And also, of course, they comply with what is the standard in the world arena. So we have also to establish integrity in relation to responsible mentoring. Take note, integrity cannot be bought by any single centavo or penny. Integrity means there should always be what? The name in it. Integrity means your viability, your capability, etc. In relation to integrity, there should always be competence. The capability of the person in the ability of a person to mentor the researchers, especially the neophytes, those people who are undergoing thesis writing and dissertation writing. And for those who have already done with the dissertation and thesis writing, those who are conducting an intensive research other than the academic requirements. Let's say organizational research or applied research. Competence must be there. Another one is honesty. Again, honesty at a certain level, observing ethical standards and ethical procedures. Honesty is a compliance to what is ethics, what is ethical standards. And the last one is the CORN principle. The CORN means confidentiality should be observed. Again, I would like to reiterate that any information will affect any information revealed to not involved in the research or in the conduct of research will affect the results of the research. Letter C, objectivity must be there. You should always standardize your objectives why you have to conduct a research. The next one is respect for intellectual property, like plagiarism, that our chairman will be discussing on the plagiarism and eliminations of the plagiarism to an existing article written by the researchers. Take note, respect for intellectual property. Give due to those people who have written some information that you are using and utilizing. Give credit to those who are shared something. Give credit where the credit is due. And the second to the last letter from the words CORN principle. responsible publication in relation to intellectual property. Responsible publication in a sense that there should be the acquisition of the standards ISSN number. They have acquired the publication, have acquired, or you have selected the right and appropriate publication. And the last one, to complete the word, core principle, non-discriminatory. What does it mean by that? That you are not degrading anyone, any person, rich or less privileged, to high society members or cultural minorities, students, teachers, administrators, researchers, even the children, even the what we call senior citizen, and also, of course, the people with disabilities, those who are considered PWDs. There should be non-discriminatory observation. Okay? And these are the references that you would definitely focus on. And that will be all. Thank you very much. Namaste. Good morning. Good afternoon. I hope that I have complied with what is or what are the objectives of today's presentation. Namaste. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Thank you very much.